But if we could put that on the order as well, that's no bond, risk to commit additional felonies as well. I appreciate your argument, Mr. Steele. Nobody does it better, but that's the order of the court. So any other issues on bond need to go in front of Judge Glanville down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very nice to see you. And again, to the people on the call supporting Mr. Williams, today means the world to him, and the court appreciates you being with us here today. Mr. Smith, anything else for the state?
Check it out now. When it rains, it pours, people. Now, if being accused of being the leader of a dangerous street gang wasn't enough, Young Thug caught 7 more charges today, okay? Showed up in court, he tried to get bond, and pretty much they told him, bruh, not a chance in hell you getting out of here in the foreseeable future, okay? His bond actually got denied as the judge says he's too risky to be let out free on bond because they think he's going to commit other felonies. Keep in mind, this is a RICO charge. So basically, they have said Young Thug don't do most of the stuff himself, but if he has access to communicate with other people, he could get a lot of crime done. Okay, they basically say he's a leader, which means he calls the shots, which means he's not going to do it himself, which means, hey, who knows? Maybe if there's a snitch, a witness, maybe if it's just cleaning stuff up or doing more crime, he could get that done even if they have him on house arrest, so they need to limit his communication and all other things of the sort. So his bond got denied, but they added 7 more new charges. Number 1, they added possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. I could just give you, the summary of what that probably is. He probably got a shit ton of marijuana up in the crib, okay? He also had possession of a Schedule 3 or controlled substance. I'll tell you what that is. He had some lean up in the crib. You got to imagine Thug always will have some lean, okay? Possession of a firearm, okay? Yes, they're saying that there was guns up in the crib, and basically they're saying that when you have weed and codeine, which are drugs, right? Which means if you have them with intent to distribute, that's a felony. So when you have a gun, that's possession of a firearm during a felony, okay? Which is kind of crazy. They're like tripling and exponentially increasing what Thug is facing, but whatever. Possession of a sawed-off shotgun or a sawed-off rifle or a machine gun or a dangerous weapon or a silencer. These are enhancements to a gun, which basically means this is another felony. Okay, they have unlawful for persons employed by blah, 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 with criminal street gang. Basically, they're saying there was 3 dudes, and he's catching a charge per person. There was 3 dudes who were part of his gang at the crib at the time, and they're saying, hey, he's not supposed to be around gang members, and pretty much, yeah, the gang members were there while the crime was being committed, so he got hit with 3 additional charges. Now, let me just be clear, because it's looking pretty crazy for Thug, looking like he's not going to come out for a while. I'll tell you the truth. Like, the majority of these, I think they're going to get resolved themselves, okay? I think eventually, whenever he pleads, all these are going to get dismissed, right? The big thing is the RICO charge, right? The racketeering charge. Also, the participation in criminal street gang, right? I don't think the firearms, unless the firearms come back dirty, where, like, maybe one of them was used in a murder, or one of them was used to shoot a cop or something like that. If that's the case, he's even triply fucked. But other than that, I can imagine whenever he takes a plea, and we got to be realistic here, he's probably going to have to take a plea. They're lumping so much stuff onto it that if he has to go to trial for all these things, he's going to be in for the fight of his life, right? And if he doesn't beat it, he's then definitely looking at 20, right? And when I mean 20, like not couple off 20, he's getting the whole 20 years. So what's going to probably happen, he's going to take a plea of at least a few years, right? Hopefully for him, the least amount he can. And what's going to happen is they're going to dismiss a bunch of these and then probably just hit him with the biggest ones, which is the RICO and the participation in the criminal street gang. But until then, he still got these charges, and these charges are also serious. They're also felonies, which means they're at least punishable by serving at least 1 year in jail or more. Some could be up to 20 or more. We'll see what ends up happening. But I'm telling you, man, things are not looking good for Jeffrey Williams, or Jeffrey Lamar Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, a.k.a. Slime, as the police indictment referred to him. Okay, pray for Young Thug and pray that everything works out in his favor because, man, he's going to be locked up for some while. Okay, now they're going to appeal the whole no bond thing, but it's going to take some particular special circumstance, I believe, for any judge to say we're going to give him a bond. We'll see, though. Get in the comments, you guys like them, subscribe, boy Akademiks.